Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachakodash for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth and rule well. Wabrakatham unto the elect. Okay, this is the brother Gabar from the Great Millstone Dallas branch, and I'm back with another lesson. And I want to go into how it's going to go well at the end, okay? Because as you come into this truth, you taste the sweet and you taste the bitter. All right. And a lot of people tend to fall out when they taste the bitter, when they go through bitter experiences. But as the scripture tell us, not only, all right, Sirach chapter 2, verse 1, not only are you going to be tried, all right, but you're going to be rewarded in the end. Okay. And ultimately, the end is receiving deliverance from the destruction, all right, of this current world, all right, chiefly Babylon the Great, okay, having a deliverance over that second death, receiving those new bodies, inheriting the kingdom, okay, but all right, also that Yahweh Bashim Shai, all right, is gonna bless you, okay, it's just not the end for you, once you are in that poor state, once you are, in that storm. Okay, the Lord is just trying you, all right? And he's going to bless your end, all right? Let's grab that. Because the Lord wants to know if you're a true friend or not, all right? Of course, okay? Now, Sirach chapter 1 and verse 12, it says, "The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness and a long life," okay? So if you fear the Lord, you're supposed to have a certain joy about your situation, knowing that Yahweh Bashim Shai, for one, ordained you to be in that situation, and for whatever that has happened, all right, to happen, all right, but that it's going to be joy at the end of it, okay? Somehow, some way, the Lord is going to work in your favor, okay? It might not be when you want it, but it's going to happen as long as you continue to what? You continue to trust him. Let me grab that right quick. This is Sirach chapter 1 and verse 28. It says, distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor. So when you're in a low estate, you're abased, or you could be literally poor financially, okay? It's important to not let go of Yahweh Bashim Shai and do your own thing. But it's important to cleave unto the Lord and to dig in, all right? As you go through whatever it is, it's important to really cleave unto Yahweh Bashim Shai even more. Okay, that's what you should do. Okay, it says, distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. Right. All right, because if you come to the Lord, you must first believe that he is. Okay, so you have to get all doubt out of the question, out of the way. Okay, and just trust Yahweh Bashim Shai and whatever he's doing, to allow it to purify you, allow it to change you into more of that new creature. Okay, being born again. Okay. Now, going back to Sirach chapter 1 and verse 13 now, it says, whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last. You see? So you have to stick to the fear of Yahweh Bashim Shai, all right, for this to happen to you. Okay, it's not just going to happen by reading it. Okay, fear the Lord, going to be well. All right, so the Lord got me. Nah, man, you got to do stuff on your behalf as well. Okay, which is maintain your integrity, just like Job did. Maintain your integrity. All right, and stay abiding in the fear of the Lord. All right, no matter what's going on. Okay, and that's easier said than done, but hey, that's what we were called to do. Okay, and that's what you accepted by picking up that plow and laboring in his truth. All right, you got to accept that bitter as well as the sweet. Okay, but it says, whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last. Right, so at the last, at the end, it's gonna go well with you. Okay, so whatever things are currently happening, just know the Lord has a deliverance prepared at the last. All right, and you just have to trust that. And that's all you got anyway. What else you got? You done tried everything else. It didn't work, right? So you might as well lean upon Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Matter of fact, let me grab a quick precept and we'll hop back to that. This is Psalms chapter 68 and verse 20. It says, "He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto Yahweh the Lord belong the issues from death." Okay, so the Lord's controlling all these things. All right, he's controlling the situation, and when you come out of the situation and how you come out of the situation. Okay, because that's what salvation is. All right, I got the definition right here, salvation definition, just on Google. It says preservation or deliverance from harm, ruin, or loss, right? All right, but the Lord will sometimes allow harm, ruin, loss, all right, a certain amount of it to come so that he can try your faith to see if you truly believe. Because if you truly believe, you're going to react in a certain way, knowing that he's still there, all right, and that he can deliver you and is able to, all right, and you're going to be calling upon him, all right, rather than doing your own thing. You know, this happened, well, I'm going to go do this. I ain't got time for the Lord no more. I got to do this or whatever. Okay, that's not what the Lord is looking for. He's looking for somebody that, hey, when shit hit the fan, they're cleaving unto the Lord even more. Not saying that before they wasn't, all right, but you know, like Susanna, she cried out to the Lord, all right, in the heat of all that, you know. Now let's go back to that Psalms. It says Psalm 68 and 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation. So the Lord is the power of salvation, deliverance from harm. He controls all of that. Okay, troubles. So he can save. It says, and unto Yahweh the Lord belong the issues from death. All right, now let's go back to Sirach. I think it was a little bit more on there. Sirach chapter 1 and 13. It says, whoso feareth the Lord, right? So you have to fear the Lord for these things to be open unto you, all right, in your life, okay? So really take heed and examine yourself in the fear of the Lord, all right? Matter of fact, let me get one. Sirach chapter 27 and verse 3. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown, right? So you got to hold yourself diligently in the fear of the Lord. Diligent means to be careful at something and hard working at it as well. Okay, so you really have to be careful and really watch yourself, all right, and hold yourself diligently, okay, and very sincerely in the fear of the Lord. All right, or else you will be overthrown. Because if you lose the fear of the Lord, then, hey, Satan is opened up to come and do all kind of things in your life, and really make you dismayed, you know. And then what confidence will you have trying to call upon the Lord after all that? Okay, so it's important to really watch yourself. Okay. Let me go back. Sirach 1 and 13. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. Okay. Now, Sirach chapter 2 and verse 8, it says, ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Right. So you have to maintain your trust, your belief towards Yahweh Bashim Shai, no matter what's going on. Well, it said if I did this, then this will happen, but it didn't happen yet. You know, I'm still in this situation or whatever. Okay, well, your time to be tested, you know, because we're all going to be in that situation. Jacob's trouble isn't going to be pretty. You know, the hour of temptation is not going to unfold exactly how you think, you know, and then your whole family just don't take it and y'all, you know, nah, man, it's going to be a sight. You know, it's going to be a sight to see. It's going to be a situation to be in. All right, where the Lord is gonna have to basically break you down, to really see if you truly believe. Because if you truly believe, you're gonna react upon your belief. But if you truly, don't believe even a little bit, then it's gonna be even a reaction for that. Okay. So you really just gotta take heed unto yourself. All right, when you're in that fire. Okay. In Lord's will, this is just comforting, knowing that, okay, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, I fear the Lord, and whatever is in my hands that I could do in my own power, of course, do that. But if I fear the Lord and, wait on him, then I'm gonna be delivered. I'm gonna be okay. And that is the truth. We're reading it. Sirach 2:8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him. So trust in him. Don't doubt. And your reward shall not fail, right? So that reward is truly coming. All right, but you cannot faint. Okay. Now let's get Job chapter I'm gonna just get one precept in this and close it off, because we know the story of Job. All right, we know that account, all right, which is written for our learning. Okay, how he an upright man that feared the Lord. Okay, how the Lord basically had a bet over his life, to see if he would a bet, I would say a bet to see if he would fold, if he would cast away his integrity. All right, and Job did not. All right, Job, he stayed true to Yahweh Shema Shai, no matter what the Lord allowed Satan to do, which is another factor. You have to understand that he's allowed to do these things. Satan is allowed to do these things. Okay. But at the end of all this, did the Lord just leave him like that? All right, he was found out to be a true servant that fears you. Okay. And that's just it. No, the Lord rewarded him. Job 42:12. So the Lord Yahweh blessed the latter end. You see, the latter end. So that's how it comes. Okay, after you're tried out and found to be a true believer, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Shai. It says the Lord Yahweh blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 she asses. Okay, so it goes into it about exactly what he blessed him with, and it goes into it beforehand. Okay, when you read what he had, which he was already wealthy, but then the Lord upgraded him furthermore. So the Lord is gonna deliver you. All right, he's gonna be with you. All right, the whole way. He's just looking to see, all right, if you actually serve him, if you actually believe. All right, and people go through it at different times. Okay, but when it's your time, you got to remember these things. You got to rely on these things so that they can give you comfort. All right. Matter of fact, I'll grab that right quick. Then I end it off. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 9. All right, speaking about wisdom. Therefore, I propose to take her to me to live with me, knowing that she would be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief, right? Because there's a lot of grief that can come, all right, at times, that will come at times, all right? And you're going to need comfort in that time, all right? And the only comfort you're going to really have, all right, is through the spirit, man, all right? Because nothing physically, nothing carnal is going to really give you comfort. It's only going to do what? Dull something, okay? And that's not what we're supposed to be doing, okay? So, Lord's will, this was edifying. All right, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Shai for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Until next time, Kam Yasharallah, Shalom.